Hello and welcome to another episode of the Troy Francis podcast with me, your host, Troy Francis. Welcome to the show. It is the 17th of February 2020, Monday. I'm in London. I'm in my secret hideaway, tucked away in London town somewhere, recording this show for you. It's a little bit later than normal, but that's because I had some stuff on during the day. But I did want to get this one in the can and up for you guys today so that you can listen to my delicious tones and hopefully get some value from what I'm going to be talking about, which is don't give away your attention for free. Now, this is maybe for some people, hopefully for some people, this is going to be a reminder more than anything else, but for others, it's probably going to be something new. And it's really, really fundamental in your development and the way that you present yourself in the dating marketplace, that you don't give away your attention for free. And I'm going to be talking about that and why that's the case in just a moment. But firstly, as always, a few announcements. And there is actually a very big announcement this week, which I need to make, which was made on Rule Zero on Saturday. If you guys tuned into that show, it was on Rich Cooper's channel, Entrepreneurs in Cars, which is his channel on YouTube. We did the Rule Zero show, and we announced the very first Rule Zero live event is going to take place in Las Vegas, Nevada, on the 18th of April, 2020. Yes, that is the 18th of April, 2020. So that's in just over 2 months' time. So there's a little bit of leeway. There's a little bit of lead up to this event, but not very much because there are only 100 tickets. And I can tell you now that since we advertised this initially on Saturday, a lot of those tickets have already gone. So this is going to sell out very, very quickly. And there's no surprise really, because if you look at the speakers there, it's Rollo Tomassi, it's Richard Cooper, it's Ryan Stone, it's John from Modern Life Dating, as well as, of course, my good self in addition. So you've got there really some of the biggest names in this space talking about men's sexual marketplace activity, interactions between the genders, social dynamics, dating, etc., etc. You've really got some of the biggest hitters in the world on the bill for that event. This is the first time we've ever done it. It's really a taster. I suppose it's a first time go at this. It's a tester and it's a taster for you guys for things to come. But I can tell you it is going to be a monumental event. It really, really is. And in Las Vegas, which of course is the party capital of the world, it's going to take place, and there's going to be lots and lots of exciting add-ons and different things. So if you're interested in that, then I'll leave a link below and you can go to my Patreon or indeed my website where you will find details on how to sign up. The cost for the one-day ticket is $500, and that will include a very full day. So we're looking at an absolute 9 to 5 day packed with seminars, workshops, one-on-ones, interaction, loads and loads of information. It's going to be information overload. And then there will be some sort of gathering event in the evening as well, which will be revealed a little bit nearer the time. So there is that event in itself is, as I say, it's going to be massive. It's going to be effectively like going to a Red Pill University for the day, if you like. The amount of value and information that's going to be packed into that one day is going to be immense. And it really is your opportunity to hang out with myself, but also Rich Cooper, Rollo Tomassi, two gods of the space, as well as Mr. Ryan Stone, the highly accomplished blogger, YouTuber, podcaster, etc., and John, Modern Life Dating. And I'm sure none of those guys require any introduction to you, but if you're not aware of their work, do look them up on everyone's got YouTube channels, everyone's on Twitter, etc., etc. It's a stellar lineup. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be off the charts. So do look at the link below, and if you want to get a ticket for that, as I say, it's $500 for the day, which really is cheap for the amount of value that you will be getting. then do jump on board ASAP through my link, because those tickets will go very, very quickly indeed. And there is a capacity on this. We can't take any more than that 100 people. So yeah, do get on with it if that is something that interests you. 18th of April in Las Vegas. Now, in addition to that, and this really is an exclusive announcement because we've only really just organised this in the last day or so, myself and John from Modern Life Dating will be doing a 5-day intensive residential boot camp stroke, basically it's a residential thing. You hang out with us, you get to live with us for 5 days, you get 24-hour access. We're going to be teaching you every single thing we know. We're going to be taking you out in and around Vegas, in and around some of the hottest places in town. We're going to be demonstrating real life interactions. We're going to be bringing this stuff to life for you. And the number of people that we can take for that is extremely, extremely limited. At the moment, we are looking at an absolute maximum of 10 places for that residential. As I say, details are still being ironed out for that, but we do have the place booked. It's an awesome, fantastic sort of villa just off the strip, swimming pool, beautifully appointed, decorated, wonderful place. So we're gonna be there, and you guys will get to live with us for that 5-day period, and really get a, how can I put it, like a mastermind, if you like, in terms of game, dating, social dynamics, etc., etc. So it really is one not to be missed. Now, the cost for that is $997, and that may sound a lot, but as I say, that is 5 days, and it does include your accommodation as well. So with that one, that is in addition to the Rule Zero ticket. So you've got $500 for the Rule Zero ticket, and then the 5-day residential is $997, and that's a separate purchase. But if you're interested in that, and let's face it, you're going to have to stay somewhere anyway, unless you live in Vegas. And, as I say, you're going to just get a stupendous amount of value with that, with myself and John, and some other special guests as well, I think, along the way, dropping by. So you're going to get like a Project Vegas experience for 5 days with us, rockstar level, kind of pad just off the strip. It's going to be awesome. You need to jump on board with that very quickly, because that is even more limited. As I say, the maximum we can do is 10 people, and that is just going to go very, very quickly as well. So if you're interested in that, then drop me an email at troy@realtroyfrancis.com. That is troy@realtroyfrancis.com. I'll put that email address below. But yeah, do drop me an email on that, because we will... it's going to go on a first come, first served basis, but I need to get obviously some names together, and then we will let you know about payment, etc., and more of the details in due course. But if that is of any interest at all, do get in touch ASAP at troy@realtroyfrancis.com. Aside from that, do grab Renegade Dating Blueprint, my collection of 11 books. It's $39. The link is below, and hit subscribe to this channel also, please, because that would be great. Okay, anyway, I now need to proceed to the main event, because I've been talking about that stuff for a little while. Don't give your attention away for free, okay? It's just vastly important. I can't overstate how important as a concept this is. And in a sense, you might say, well, Troy, why are you even making this podcast? Because if you're somebody who knows about this, if you're somebody who's in the know, who has sufficient expertise in terms of social media and how to navigate it, and indeed real life interactions as well, then you might think, well, yeah, sure, I know all of this. What are you even talking about this for? But believe me, guys en masse out there are still making the same mistakes. They're still falling into the same traps. They are still giving girls too much attention for no reason at all, other than the fact that these girls are attractive and the guys are thirsty as hell. And that is the sad truth of it, I'm afraid, gentlemen. You get guys out there, simps out there, who are giving women that they've never even met before undue attention, particularly on social media platforms, it happens in real life as well, but of course social media has now made it easier to simp en masse, to simp globally, if you like. So they're just giving out all of this free attention and not getting anything back in return, in the vain hope that perhaps their simping is going to elicit some form of sexual favour or romantic favour from the girl in question. And it just isn't. 99.9% of the time, it's not going to. The only time that giving out your attention to a girl online might potentially generate interest is if you are of sufficiently high value already. And that really, in terms of something like Instagram, for example, that really means if you are a celebrity, or at least if you have 10,000 followers plus and a blue tick next to your account. You know, if you're that kind of dude, then yes, if you like some of her pictures and so on, then perhaps, you know, you'll get some reciprocation. But for the most part, you're just not going to. And this is a harsh lesson, but you need to learn it. So what do I mean by attention? Well, look, attention is a currency. And it's a currency that men spend in the hope of acquiring the favours of the women that they are attracted to. Attention is a currency that women value very, very much. And they probably value it in some cases more than sex itself. You know, it can bolster a female ego sufficiently to get large amounts of attention. The sex, if that's going to take place at all, is sort of secondary, or at least she's got that already sorted out with somebody that isn't you, and you're never going to find out who it is, and so it's almost irrelevant. But she also likes the attention. And look, I mean, I'm not saying just women do. Obviously, guys do as well. We've got plenty of guys who are, you know, buffed, putting up their pictures of their shirtless six-pack and pecs type poses, and they're getting loads of likes. And yeah, those dudes are also feeding off that validation as well, for sure. It's a human thing. You know, we all like to be admired. We like to put up a picture and get lots of people applauding it and liking it. But obviously we're concentrating on women on this show, and yeah, you know, they love that attention. They love it. But you have to separate it out. You know, you have to think, well, why are you giving her that attention? Why are you sitting on your Instagram, or I don't know, what else do you use? Like Tumblr, maybe? Does anyone use that now? I don't know. I mean, I've seen guys on Twitter. This is how ridiculous it is. I've seen guys on Twitter giving undue attention to female accounts, and these women don't even post pictures of themselves on their Twitter account. So these guys don't even know what the girl looks like. You know, they don't even know if she's a woman. She might be a guy. She might be some hairy guy with a beer gut, sitting covered in crumbs of pizza all down his top, posing as a woman on Twitter. And these dudes are simping under the comment, under the tweets, going, "Oh my God, you're so right. Yes, you're so wonderful. Oh my God, please notice me." And these dudes don't even know if this person who's got this account is a man or a woman. They don't even know that she's female. Just the whiff, just the potential that this person is female, and the male thirst is ignited. And this, guys, is really, really, really pathetic. It's really, really terrible, horrifically pathetic. Now, you know, I have female friends who have Instagram accounts, and they sometimes, you know, they'll post pictures of themselves looking good and everything else, and you know, I'll look at them and I'll see, oh my God, you know, the thirst that's coming out of these guys. These guys underneath their account, they don't know her. They have no idea what she's like in person. They've got no idea if there will be any chemistry or connection or anything else. And these guys are underneath just writing, "Oh, babe, you're so beautiful," and you know, the fire emoji and winking faces and smiley faces and all this kind of stuff. And the girls don't even read the comments. Of course, they don't reply to the comments, but they in most cases, they hardly even look at the comments. And even if they do respond to your comment, I know one girl who responds sometimes to people's comments with like a smiley face or like a thank you or something like that. Well, great. So what have you really got out of that? Some girls spent 2 seconds putting a smiley face in reply to your comment. Is that what you really wanted? No, of course it isn't. What you wanted was for her to notice you. What you wanted was for her to choose you because you've shown her that affection or you've shown her that approbation. And so out of the masses, she's supposed to go, oh my God, this person with his Instagram account in, wherever you are, thousands of miles away, you seem like a sex-worthy kind of guy. I'm going to message you and we're going to get together and, blah, blah, blah. It's just never going to happen. It's not going to happen. She is not going to get together with some random dude off her Instagram. And certainly not off her Twitter. The only way that's going to happen is, like everything else, you have to demonstrate value, okay? If you demonstrate value, sufficient value, then yes, something might happen. But you have to ask yourself, in most cases, the value that you have to offer is just not going to be sufficient to turn that dial. Because if you think she's cute, you can bet your life that other guys do. And some of those guys are going to be ripped, better looking than you, blue check marks next to their name on the profile, yachts in Dubai, blah, all the rest of it. You are competing, as I always say every week on this show and on my other videos, in this global sexual marketplace, this global dating marketplace. And there's nowhere that is more acute than on social media, because this is where this is all played out. So you're giving her that free attention. She's not even noticing you. And meanwhile, she is, carrying on with the millionaire who slid into her DMs 6 weeks ago and then flew her over to Miami for a party or whatever. That's obviously an extreme example, but you know what I'm saying. You're giving out this free attention. You're hoping she's going to notice you, and she just isn't. To be honest, if she was going to be interested in you, she probably would have noticed you already. And this is what some of the top players in Instagram game tell me, that is how they operate. They just put up their normal pictures. Some of them might be shirtless selfies showing the abs and all that, but others are them with their car or doing some exciting trip somewhere or hanging with friends or whatever. They've just got their pictures showing everyday life. Not particularly designed to demonstrate higher value, although of course inadvertently they do, but they're not try hard. They're just, this is my life. This is what I'm doing. I'm hanging with my boys. I'm hanging with my friends. Here's the party I was at, blah, blah, blah. And they then get girls approaching them. They then get girls liking their photos or sliding into their DMs. And so when that happens, then you kind of know you're onto a winner, because she's not going to approach you unless there is genuine interest and desire there. So Tristan Tate, for example, when I was talking to him a few weeks ago on my show, Gold Standard, he was saying that there's a sort of a secret code in a way. She will come on and she'll like 3 of your pictures, let's say, in a row. And obviously you look at your notifications, she's liked 3 of your pictures. That is an indication. That's what, in the real life dating scene, we might call an approach invitation. She's given you a very clear idea that she is at least kind of interested in you on some level, because she's liked 3 of your pictures, and so that's kind of an invitation to approach, to slide into the DMs, to have a chat with her. It's not saying anything dramatic. It's not saying that she wants to fall in love with you and have your babies and move to the south of France together. But it is nevertheless, an indication that there's certainly an amber light, if not a green light, let's say. But when you are the chody guy who's just sitting there in his underpants going, oh my God, she's really hot, and liking all of her pictures, she doesn't care about you. She's not interested in you. She doesn't give a damn. She's not even going to read your comments in most cases, especially if she's a very popular girl who has loads and loads of followers and she's getting loads of comments. Why are you adding to that conflagration of admiration that's burning around her like a bushfire? Why are you doing that? Why are you wasting the mental energy on it? Now, you could say that, what does it matter? Who cares? What does it, she doesn't notice, but maybe you think she looks cute in the picture, you give her a like, so what? You haven't lost out, she doesn't take any notice, so it doesn't really matter. Everyone gets on with their day, fine. And yes, there is something to be said for that. It doesn't matter. It's not actively going to hurt you unless you're building up your hope, unless you're there sitting there obsessing about her and thinking, oh my God, is she going to like my picture back? Blah, blah, blah. But if you're not doing that and you're just like, oh yeah, I just like a picture of an attractive girl. I'll give her a little compliment, blah, blah, blah. Yes, in a sense, that's not hurting you, except what are you saying to yourself mentally? What impression are you giving to your subconscious mind? You're telling your subconscious mind, I am a beta guy who doesn't get a lot of attention from women. I'll like their pictures anyway because I think in some way they are superior to me. And if they don't respond to me, if they don't even give me the courtesy of a thank you or a smile back or whatever, that's okay because I accept the fact that I'm so far down the pecking order that I don't really expect a response anyway. I'm just happy to give them my attention for free. And that is the problem, gentlemen. Because what you are telling your subconscious mind is that you are an inferior male, that you are low value. You're lower down on the pecking order, certainly than her, and also probably than other guys, because on some level you will be aware that there are guys out there that she is meeting up with for drinks, and she is having sex with, and she is going home with. And you're not one of those guys, and you are happy to accept that. This is what you are telling yourself internally. This is the message that you're sending to your subconscious mind. And that, more than anything else, is why you shouldn't do this. Because you should have more self-respect than that. You should have more self-respect than to send that message to yourself that you are, just almost like a humble subject looking at a monarch passing by and sending them a kiss and just, hoping one day to be noticed. No. Why are you thinking of yourself in that way? That's pathetic, man. You should be so focused on yourself and let's say on building your own Instagram account that you don't have time to worry about some random girl that you've never met and you're likely to never meet. It's your attention is in the wrong place. Your attention is on somebody who doesn't deserve it because, what has she really done other than win the genetic lottery? Let's be honest. She's a very attractive girl. She may have many other great qualities. She might be very kind, she might be charitable, she might be highly intelligent, she might be all of those things and more. But you don't really know that from looking at her Instagram post. All you think is, yeah, she looks cute in that yellow bikini, I'm going to give her a like. So effectively, you're just rewarding her for an accident, for the cosmic accident that she was born with great beauty. And in that sense, your attention is just directed wrongly, because your attention should be directed on yourself. Again, as we always say, you should be your own mental point of origin. You should be so arrogant, in a sense, so focused on yourself, that just because somebody looks good in a yellow bikini, you're not going to waste your time giving them a like. You're not going to waste your time writing a comment or posting an emoji under their picture or sending them a DM telling her how nice she looks. You haven't got time for that BS because you're building your own worth up. You're building your own value. You are creating your own legacy and your own destiny. You are shooting for glory yourself, and you're too busy with that than to worry about what she's doing. Even if she's got 110,000 followers and she's on yachts in, the south of France all the time and everything else. Great for her. You don't care. You are concerned with you and you alone. And it's only, gentlemen, by developing that almost arsehole-esque self-interest, that obnoxious, self-aggrandized acclaim for yourself and yourself only, that you will start to become the kind of guy that girls are liking 3 of your pictures and sliding into your DMs. Because she's got no interest in the schlub who puts her on a pedestal. And that's what you're doing with this free attention. You're putting her on a pedestal. She doesn't care about those guys. You've already marked yourself. By doing that, you've already put yourself out of the race. By putting those emojis on her under her pictures and giving her those likes, you've already indicated to her that you are a low-value male and that she shouldn't sleep with you. You know, your actions are doing the opposite of what you're hoping the outcome is. The people that she's going to be interested in are the dudes who don't really give too much of a damn about her because they don't know her, they've never met her, and they're working on their own lives. They are putting themselves first. They're putting their interests and making those interests a priority above everything else. The busy, successful, sexy, bad boy type guy just hasn't got time to be going through Instagram, putting likes on random girls' pictures. He hasn't got time to be giving away his attention because he knows that attention is currency and he would rather keep that currency for himself and he'd rather spend that currency on himself. Now, it's worth saying at this juncture that this isn't some sort of silver bullet. You shouldn't now use this as a strategy to get that girl. So you think, I'll just not put likes on her pictures and then she will be drawn to me because of my mysteriousness. You know, no, it doesn't work like that. This isn't about a strategy. This isn't about a way to get a particular person. This is about a complete overhaul of your mindset. Because if your mindset is that random people on the internet deserve your acclaim and you get nothing in return, then that is the wrong way to be approaching life. You know, this is a bigger problem than whether or not you get that girl or whether you get a girlfriend this year or whatever. You know, those things are sort of secondary. The bigger issue that you need to sort out is your own view of yourself. And as I said, what you're telling yourself and your subconscious. And you need to get that sorted first. You need to make yourself your own mental point of origin. An example of this was a friend of mine, a guy called James, who was living in the UK, was living in London for a long time, and then he moved to another country. He moved to one of the northern European, slightly chilly countries, and he really loved it over there, still loves it over there, has a great time, loves the girls over there, the food, just the general culture and everything else. So he moved over there a few years ago, and he was in contact with me, and he was telling me about this girl that he basically got one-itis for. You know, he'd fallen head over heels for this girl. And he was showing me her pictures on Instagram, and he was saying, oh, isn't she amazing, blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, I was looking at the pictures going, yeah, she's all right. You know, I wasn't blown away. But anyway, you know, everyone has different tastes. And he was saying, oh, you know, I like all her pictures, and you know, I'm messaging her all the time, and she sometimes responds, and I think we're getting closer. I think this is building up some traction. And I gave him exactly the same advice. I was like, listen, mate, this is not the right way to be going about this. You know, you are, by giving her that free attention, you are effectively denigrating yourself. Or, you know, you are putting yourself on a lower level. That's what you're signaling, both to her and to yourself and to anybody else who's watching. If anybody else is watching, you know, you are basically downgrading yourself willingly, and you shouldn't be doing that. And we had a few of these conversations over a period of months and stuff. And then, you know, he had some backwards and forwards with the girl. I think they went on a date. It didn't go very well. They kind of ended up splitting, you know, not splitting. I mean, it just imploded. Nothing really came of it. And after a while, he finally got it. And he rang me up one day and he said, Troy, I understand what you were saying. That is the last time I am ever going to give a girl unwarranted attention. You know, from now on, my focus is on me. I'm cracking on with my life. I'm doing what I want to do. If anybody else wants to come along for the ride, that's fine. But, you know, I am my own mental point of origin. And, you know, sure enough, he stuck to that, and his whole sort of attitude changed, and he started working on music, and he started producing some really interesting music and stuff, and yeah, you know, he's in a very different place now to how he was at the time. And it's all about that mindset shift. It's all about thinking, well, hang on a minute, to hell with it. Just because somebody won the genetic lottery and happens to look cute, you know, wearing a one-piece bathing suit by the pool in Saint-Tropez, what do I care? That's got nothing to do with me. I'm over here building my empire. She can do what she wants, you know, and that's how you have to be. And it's only by being that that ironically you become the sort of guy who is interesting enough to draw people to him organically, which is really where you want to be. You know, if you think about it, would you rather be the Tristan Tate character who's having girls liking his pictures, or do you want to be the schlub who's liking random girls' pictures in the hope that maybe one day he'll get a scrap of attention? I think it's pretty clear which side holds the more power, which side is more genuinely masculine, and I think it's pretty clear which side you want to be on. So don't give out your attention free of charge. If you're not getting anything back for that attention, or if you're not likely to get anything back from that attention, then just don't give it, because you are worth more than that. Your attention is worth more than that. It's a currency, and you don't just spend money randomly, so why spend attention randomly? Okay, anyway, rant over. I hope you enjoyed that. Do remember about the Rule Zero live tickets. The link is below. As I said, if you're interested in the 5-day retreat, residential, boot camp, or, you know, amalgamation of those things with myself and John, Modern Life Dating, then drop me an email, troy@realtroyfrancis.com. And yeah, that's it. Grab my books, Renegade Dating Blueprint, $39. And I will be back next week with another podcast. And there'll be more videos this week coming up on my YouTube channel. So do subscribe to me on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're not, please do head over to YouTube, search for Troy Francis and subscribe to my channel, because this podcast gets uploaded there. Plus loads and loads of other great stuff, Monday to Friday, every week. I will see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.